JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Clarendon senior citizen killed in hit-and-run crash. A Clarendon senior citizen was killed in a hit-and-run crash along the Sandy Bay Main Road in the parish on Tuesday morning. Abraham Campbell, 74, of Rosewell Road, Sandy Bay, Clarendon, died on impact. It is reported that Campbell walked into the path of a Toyota Probox motor car and was hit. It was flung into the path of a white truck which was traveling in the opposite direction and was also hit by the truck. The driver of that vehicle did not stop. Illegal guns seized in St. Catherine police operations. Cops in the St. Catherine South Police Division have seized 3 illegal guns in 5 days during targeted operations. The exercise started last Friday in the Portmore municipality. Among the weapons seized was a submachine gun as the police conducted operations in Nagohead on Port Anderson Road and in Myrtle Lane, Superintendent Upton Nicholson said. We have increased the number of operations across the division. We have been going into the various communities, especially what we regard as hotspots, pursuing intelligence as it comes to us, Nicholson added. He added that criminals across the division are being pursued. We'll continue the operational thrust in the municipality of Portmore, in Central Village, and in the Old Harbour subdivision, he said. Nicholson, who is in charge of operations in the police division, appealed to residents to cooperate with police personnel. Some may suffer a little inconvenience, but we ask for cooperation. The passing of information, whether through 911 or the nearest police station. US CDC urges Americans to avoid travel to Jamaica. The United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, on Tuesday raised Jamaica to level 4 on its travel advisory, warning Americans to avoid travel to the island due to the rising cases of COVID-19 locally. If you must travel to Jamaica, make sure you're fully vaccinated before travel, CDC said in an advisory on its website. It added, because of the current situation in Jamaica, even fully vaccinated travelers may be at risk for getting and spreading COVID-19 variants. Travelers should follow recommendations or requirements in Jamaica, including wearing a mask and staying 6 feet apart from others. According to the CDC's travel advisory ranking, level 4 indicates very high levels of COVID-19, and Americans should avoid traveling to destinations ranked at that level. The Asian countries of Sri Lanka and Brunei have also been added to the level 4 ranking by the US CDC. Since August, Jamaica has recorded a significant rise in COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. The travel advisory has started to take a toll on Jamaica's tourism sector, with some hotels reporting cancellations. The Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, JHTA, confirmed in an interview that in some instances, resorts have been hit with a double-digit increase in bookings being scrapped. JHTA President Clifton Reeder disclosed that cancellations at some properties have been higher than others. Cable theft robs students of internet in Padmore District. The theft of copper cable has robbed students in Padmore District, Redales, St. Andrew, of internet connectivity, a setback that could see low participation in online classes over the next few weeks. Reports indicate that Padmore, Rockhall, and Cooper's Hill have been experiencing challenges with internet connection for more than 2 weeks. Some of my teachers are affected by the issue as well. Some of them used to come to the school to get internet to do the classes. So I don't know what we're going to do, Padmore Primary School Principal Keisha Hales said yesterday. This shows you the degradation of the society. It shows you that people are getting very desperate. Because now when things are tightening up with the no movement days and people aren't hustling, they're stealing for survival, she added. The government, in an effort to limit spread of the novel coronavirus, has instructed that Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays are no movement days, effective August 22. The measure is scheduled to end on September 14. Yesterday, Padmore Early Childhood Center Principal Paulette Cunningham shared a similar experience, noting that the absence of internet connectivity has hindered the operation of online classes and communication with parents. We have no internet service in Padmore because the cables are down. That is the main problem for us. It will be a disadvantage to the school because we cannot communicate adequately with our parents. We have to wait until someone goes to another place where internet is available to keep in touch. It is so hard communicating with the parents. Until the internet comes back, things will not flow consistently, she explained. Cunningham said that when the school had internet, online classes would be held for children ages 4 and 5, but since there's no internet, we have to put a hold on classes. For the younger ones, we were told that there will be no face-to-face classes, but we don't know if there will be a change from the Early Childhood Commission, she added. Cunningham said even though her staff has expressed readiness for the academic year, she's anticipating more support from parents with virtual classes. As usual, we give 100%. We're trying our best, but during online classes, sometimes the children are alone and they do what they want to do. Sometimes parents have to go to work and they're not there sometimes, and that made things difficult for the teachers last term. I hope that will be addressed this year, she said. Students across the island resume classes on Monday for the start of the new school year. In an interview recently, Jamaica Teachers Association President Winston Smith said a number of schools reported moderate to severe connectivity issues, including schools in rural St. Andrew. It is an issue that the association is concerned about, he added. Woman on murder charge offered $1 million bail. Sudin Hilton, the St. James woman who is charged with murder in relation to the August 12 shooting of Richard Baker in the Glen Devon community, was last week offered bail in the sum of $1 million during her first appearance before the St. James Parish Court. The 30-year-old Hilton, of a Hendon, Norwood address, was remanded until October 12 following her bail hearing, which was held before presiding parish judge Sandra Wong Small. Attorney at law Michael Hemmings, who represented Hilton during the hearing, gave a brief synopsis of his client's bail conditions ahead of her next court date. As part of her bail conditions, Hilton is to relocate elsewhere and report daily to the police. A curfew order has been put in place for her, and a stop order has been put in place at all ports of entry, said Hemmings. The bail application was granted despite the prosecution's concerns that Hilton was a potential flight risk on the grounds that she reportedly disobeyed the police's instructions to stop during a vehicular chase from the scene where the shooting took place. Additionally, several reports are outstanding from the prosecution's case file, including a report from the Communication Forensics and the Cybercrime Division, the postmortem report, and the forensic certificate. According to the allegations, on August 12, Baker was driving along the Salt Spring Main Road when he stopped to check something on his vehicle. A white Toyota Axie motor car drove up beside him, and the occupants fired several shots at him, hitting him multiple times. Baker managed to drive away from the scene and almost immediately encountered a police patrol. He related to them what had happened and pointed them in the direction of the getaway car. He was rushed to the Conway Regional Hospital where he died while undergoing treatment. It is further alleged that acting on the information provided by Baker, the police pursued the shooter's vehicle and eventually caught up to the Axio near Samshop Square, where Hilton was described to be the driver. She was arrested and later questioned in the presence of her attorney, following which she was charged. Hilton's arrest last month brought to the fore the issue of women being directly involved in shootings and murders. While law enforcement has in the past acknowledged women's involvement in crime in terms of aiding and abetting gangsters in their illegal enterprises, there have been no known cases of gunwomen. In the aftermath of Hilton's arrest, former top crime fighter Clive Karate Georgie Lawrence, whose encounters with criminals have been the stuff of legend in Western Jamaica, said he have never encountered gun-toting women in his career. I have no personal experience of tangling with any so-called gunwomen in all my days. I've heard of them, but I've never had that experience personally, Lawrence said at the time. Mothers and CVM imposed a vaccine mandate. The rapid spread of the highly contagious Delta variant of COVID-19 locally has pushed at least 2 companies to set up their vaccine requirements, mandating that employees get inoculated or present a negative test weekly at their expense. In a letter to staff on Monday, Shamina Khan, CEO of local television station CVM, indicated that the new requirement was non-negotiable, as Jamaica's latest COVID-19 count showed that 837 new infections and 9 additional deaths were recorded on Monday. Effective September 20, 2021, anyone who is unvaccinated will be required to produce a negative COVID-19 test at their expense each Monday to the HR department before the start of shift or resumption of work. Anyone not producing the required test will be asked to leave the building and pay will be deducted for non-work. This applies to both contract for services and full-time employees, Khan said in the letter. There will be no exceptions unless a certified medical report is provided to HR, exempting the person due to medical conditions, the letter from the CEO warned. The new measures expected to take effect in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, employees of fast food franchise Mothers have up until Friday, September 17, to get their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. This ultimatum was delivered by way of a letter from Managing Director Carly Hudson on Friday, September 3. The letter said that a further review of the company's status would be done in the following 14 days to determine conformity. Mothers warned that if a staff first dose benchmark of at least 50% was not achieved, tougher measures loomed. The correspondence also said that despite safety measures implemented by Mothers, the fast food chain has seen an increase in positive cases. Efforts to get a comment from Hudson were unsuccessful as calls to his phone went to voicemail. Westmoreland Chamber offers options to no movement days. Concerned that the government-mandated no movement days are doing more harm than good, the Westmoreland Chamber of Commerce and Industry has put forward suggestions on how to reduce congestion before and after each lockdown. The Chamber has called for supermarkets and grocery stores to be allowed to open their doors at 6 a.m. daily to allow shoppers to get supplies before going to work. It has also suggested curfews from 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. on weekdays, that Saturday's 6 p.m. curfew remains with no movement allowed on Sundays. It is the view of the Chamber that these recommendations would ease the congestion before and after the no movement days and allow businesses to breathe a little easier, said Chamber President Moses Chabar. The Chamber is of the view that adjustments ought to be made to allow for shopping with less congestion, as well as to afford business owners to earn, albeit a reduced income, on the days in question. As it is now, business owners have to pay staff for the no-movement days whilst their businesses are totally closed. Prime Minister Andrew Holness advised during his last address to the country that the reliance on no-movement days as a tool in the fight against COVID-19 would continue for another 2 weeks. Like their colleagues in Westmoreland, the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry has also questioned the effectiveness of that approach. Where are the results of the lockdown from Sunday, Monday and Tuesday? I would like to see it, demanded Janet Silvera, president of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in an interview. What we need to do is to put teams together and do proper research in relation to days when we're going to lockdown. And we also need to show that what we're doing is working. For me, that makes a lot of sense, she added. Silvera described the no-movement days as almost like an exercise in futility because of the logistic challenges involved for suppliers, retailers, and shoppers. She also urged the government to put measures in place for families whose income streams are disrupted by the no-movement days, making it challenging for them to purchase groceries. If we're going to lockdown, there has to be some type of social program that we need to put in place for those who would not be able to get food, urged Silvera. 20 more COVID deaths, 672 new cases. Jamaica recorded 672 new COVID-19 cases and 20 deaths on Tuesday, bringing the infection total to 73,496 and virus death toll to 1,666. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported that the new cases comprise 414 females and 258 males with ages ranging from 3 days to 101 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 95, St. Catherine, 94, Manchester, 93, St. Thomas, 83, St. Elizabeth, 73, St. James, 54, Clarendon, 45, Westmoreland, 39, Portland, 32, Trelawney, 22, St. Mary, 16, Hanover, 15, and St. Anne, 11. The latest deceased comprise a 79-year-old male from St. Elizabeth, a 79-year-old female from Manchester whose death was previously under investigation, a 65-year-old male, a 58-year-old male, and a 58-year-old female, all from Manchester, a 59-year-old male, a 61-year-old female, a 77-year-old female, a 56-year-old female, a 61-year-old male, a 65-year-old female, a 77-year-old female, a 78-year-old female, and a 78-year-old male, all from St. Anne, a 51-year-old male, and an 83-year-old female from St. Thomas, a 66-year-old female and a 72-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 63-year-old female, and a 64-year-old male from St. Mary. Jamaica has 22,225 active cases after 90 people recovered from the virus, bringing the total number of recoveries to 49,135. Currently, 786 people are hospitalized, 122 of which are severely ill, while 50 are critically ill and 158 are moderately ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.